Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's StepsBasic, and welcome back to the Comfy Cozy Community Show. Listen to me. I'm not sick anymore. I can talk like a normal human being again. Yay! Love. Anyway, so for as far as today is concerned, question of the day: what is your weirdest, wackiest, or most annoying story when you went to go flying? And I'm not talking about like flapping your wings because you're not birds, dang it. But like go on an airplane. You know what I mean? That's our question of the day, and it ties directly into our topic for today. But first, did we have any comments? I don't think so. We did. We had one from my boss. Loved my wise guy accent. Popped out there. Really good review. Overall look of the game. Thanks so much for sharing this. It does look like a really beautiful game. Reminds me a lot of Liza P. And yes, it does. Which is actually what prompted me to do the research, play the game, and make that video in the first place, was because she had made a video about Liza P. So I was like, I'll do this, and we will talk about it and see if she wants to play it. But anyway, not important. That's the only comment we had this week. Good week this week. Not being sick and whatnot. I haven't worked out. Well, I went for a walk today, but apart from that, I haven't worked out since. It's been a week and a half now, I think. It's so good. It was good to get out and walk again, and I can't wait to do more of that. And my weights today, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, not important. What is important is today's topic. I want to do another story time with Steps Basic. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today we want to do another topic where we're talking about a story of something that happened to me. And I want to talk about the first time I ever went flying. The first time I went on a plane. Now, this was funny because, like, when I was younger, I'd always, wanted to at least take one flight in my life. Because that's the sort of thing, it's like a rite of passage, right? You want to go out, you want to fly on a plane. That's the sort of thing that people want to do, right? And I wanted to do it, right? But, of course, being that I'm poor and whatnot, was not something that was likely to happen. This should be a get ready with me video, right? And get ready with me while I tell you about my first time flying. Now, of course, I had signed up to join the military at this point. So we knew I was going into the military, which meant I was going to be flying on a plane anyway. But my brother, he lived out in a different state with his live-in girlfriend at the time. Or I guess technically he was the live-in boyfriend. Yeah, either way, doesn't matter. But anyway, so they lived out in a different state. And so they decided that I would fly out there and go visit them. And I was like, I like this idea. It's going to be fun because not only do I get to leave my state for the first time, I get to go on an airplane and I get to go to a very snowy state. Specifically, I'm leaving Douglas, Arizona and flying up to Iowa. Now, this is great. Now, of course, we had a layover in Colorado, which was fun. But I hop on the plane. I go to Phoenix, and it's sitting there and waiting. So we're gonna get in the plane, right? Any moment now, we're gonna get in the plane. I'm flying Delta, by the way, and I'll never fly them again as long as I live, if they even exist anymore. But I will never fly them as long as I live. And they had an advertisement saying number 1 on-time flights. They were 8 hours late. 8 hours sitting in the sitting in the airport, waiting 8 hours for them. Now, we did get message saying, oh yeah, they are experiencing technical difficulties with the plane that's coming in. And I'm like, okay, so that's the delay. We know the delay. But anyway, I eventually got on the plane, and I'm like, okay, this is fun. I get to fly for the first time. It's exciting. We fly into Denver, and obviously, because I'm 8 hours late, I missed my connecting flight. I wasn't supposed to be going to Denver, Colorado, or it was supposed to just be a layover. I wasn't supposed to be staying there. That's the problem. Now, unfortunately for us, they didn't give me a hotel room or anything. So I'm like, okay, this is fun. And this was before I had a cell phone or anything. I was a little bitty baby teenager. I was like 17 at the time. So this was a brand new experience for me and everything. And I'm stuck in a friggin' an airport in Denver, Colorado. I've never been to before. This is weird. I'm slightly scared, but not too much. I'm more intrigued. It's a little exciting, I get to explore and everything. Now, unfortunately, I had to spend the first night in the airport because they didn't put me up in a hotel. They did get me a connecting flight, but the connecting flight wasn't going to leave until Monday. So I had the whole weekend to wait. Fun. But it was kind of neat. I got to hang out in the airport for a little while and just troll around there. And I actually, I don't remember what year this was, but it was before I went to the Navy. So it was before 2004. But I was 17 at the time. So yeah, I wandered around and I found my way around the security checkpoints, which I thought was kind of weird because you had to like take a tram and go around and back and through. And then I found my way into the concourse and area, and I'm like, oh wow, this is neat. And of course, coming from Douglas, Arizona, and flying out of Phoenix and everything, and landing in Denver, the temperature was a significant drop, and there was snow piled up, and I was like, oh my god, so much snow. And I got to run around and play in that for a while. That was fun too. But I was able to get a hold of my brother and his girlfriend, and they eventually were able to get me a hotel, the Holiday Inn, and I was like, sweet. So now I get to stay in a hotel. Awesome. Yeah, and I didn't starve. They managed to get me food, and that was even better. So I was like, yay, I don't have to die. I don't think that was the first time I ever stayed in a hotel. I think the first time I stayed in a hotel was for MEPS, which was fun. But that was still, it was a much better hotel. I should tell you about that one sometime. But I still got to hang out in a hotel for the first time, like really for the first time on my own. And it's like, yeah, nobody expected anything of me. I just lounged around, slept, and then come Monday morning, I was able to get to the airport and get on the plane and fly out of Denver and land safely in Iowa. And luckily, there was no such problem on the way back. But like that created what I would consider to be one of my favorite memories of ever of traveling. And it instilled in me a strange, I want to call it a compulsion problem. But like ever since then, every time I had to fly anywhere, I always got there a day before or the night before the flight. So it's like I would spend the night in the airport, sometimes just sleeping on the floor, sometimes curled up on a chair, but mostly that kind of created that habit in me. And that habit didn't go away until I had kids of my own. And then I had to fly with other people, so it became a little bit different. Still, habits be as habits do, and that was a fun little trip for two, as it were, for me, getting stuck in Denver for a couple of days, and then on my own, and getting a Holiday Inn Express, and eating food, and just goofing around and being myself for a while. It was pretty nice. I liked it. Great fun, good memory. It's always good to have those sorts of stories, even if they're based around bad events. Like, oh, I was 8 hours delayed, so I missed my connecting flight and had to stay somewhere for 2 days. Instead, I turn around and make it a fun story, a fun memory. I didn't use their gym, but I did kind of want to. But anyway, like I said, for the question of the day, what sort of strange, weird, fun airport memories do you have? Share those if you're willing and able down in the comments below. But on to the announcements for the week. Being sick, it was kind of rough getting going this weekend, but I managed to record an episode of Resident Evil for every day of the week. Not quite done with the game, but very close to being done with it. So next week we'll probably see the end of it, and then we can start on 6. But yeah, that's all I really got. I ended up I got Final Fantasy 7, and I ended up playing that and foregoing a lot of responsibilities I had. But it was fun. Leave me alone. It was great. I loved it. But yeah, apart from that, this Friday, for sure, we're going to have, we're going to put up the first podcast episode, which will be great. Me and Bubble Ninja have worked on it, and so it should go up on Friday. It's actually fully edited now. And I got some fancy backdrops and whatnot, but you don't have to actually look at it because, podcasts being what they are, they're supposed to be listened to. But apart from that, I don't actually have any other videos recorded for this week. Just Resident Evil and that. I do have one that I've been sitting on for a little while. I might make into a video, but that one's going to take a little bit more effort. I don't know if it's going to take, if I'm going to want to actually, if I'm going to be able to finish that this week. But yeah, that's how it is. Those are the announcements. That was the topic. There's the question of the day. Everything all taken care of. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this episode of the StepsBasic Gaming Community Show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And of course, as always, you're more than welcome to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. When I can, if I can, you know all that jazz. And tune in next time for another topic, another time. And until then, good night.